All right, y'all, real quick, I just wanted to say I did put timestamps in the video to help y'all navigate through everything to make it easier for y'all because I know some of y'all might not be able to get through the whole video, even though I do recommend watching the whole video because I did drop some gems in this video for y'all. All right, y'all, what's going on, man? It's your boy Javon back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to go ahead and give y'all the rundown of what I would do if I had to start from nothing. Like if I had to start trading all the way back over again from $0, bro, I'm telling y'all, if I could go back to 18, bro, and start when I if I was to go back right now with all the knowledge and everything that I have right now and go back to 18, bro, fresh. I'm talking about as soon as I turn 18, get a trading account because you got to be 18 and then just start trading from there, bro. I would be a beast, gang. I promise you, bro. I would be a beast right now. But I mean, that's not saying that I'm old, but it's just like it's one of those things. Like everybody has their breakthrough and their knowledge point on their own pace. I just wish, I don't wish that, but because everything's meant to come at some point. But if I could go back in time, it's one of those things. But I am going to be reading off because I have on my phone right now. I have everything that I want to talk about because once I get to talking, I can just get to talking and talking and talking and talking. I don't want to hold the video that long. I don't want y'all to be here that long, so I'm not going to do that. But let's just go with first things first. If you have the first things I would first start with is getting a funded account. Getting a funded account, whenever you first start, I wouldn't recommend going into a personal account because you don't really know like what to do just yet. So my first thing, when you get that $60, like right now, you can get a funded account for like $60. That's the cheapest one I've been seeing. You might get one even lower than that, honestly, but I would say $60 to $100. Get a funded account. But before you do that, I want to say, and I can't stress this enough, start with at least minimum, 3 to 5 months of paper trading. It's mandatory, bro. Like, cause you don't want to go in just losing money. Like, you got some people that just don't get me wrong. I did go in without paper trading. I did lose a lot of money in the beginning. That's why I don't recommend it. But I mean, did it change me into the person that I am today? Did it turn me? Yes, it did. But I don't recommend it though. Like I don't recommend that. But I do want to say though, I say start with paper trading. That is the number one thing that I can say on this list. First, start 5 months minimum, maybe even 3 months if you got your strategy and you're good. Go ahead and start with paper trading. Now, once you get that funded account, right? Okay, so yeah, so once you get that funded account, go ahead and learn. After you've been paper trading, I'm pretty sure you got your strategy. I cannot stress this enough. Only learn one strategy. Don't try and do like multiple strategies because once you start doing multiple strategies, I'm going to tell you now, it's going to mess you up. You're going to overcomplicate the trading. It's going to be a lot more complicated than what you would do if you're just doing one strategy. I definitely learned that when I first started. I would try multiple strategies. Some would work, some wouldn't, and I would just keep on doing multiple strategies, not settling with one strategy. That's what I definitely recommend you do. Only pick one strategy. Make sure it works. Don't try and juggle in between. Once you get that one strategy, then that's when you get your funded account. Now, when you have that funded account, right? That's when you already have your strategy and everything. You know what to do. So now the risk management, depending on what account you have, you want to say now, right now, like I have 25Ks and 50Ks. I say for me, the 25K is the best in my opinion because I have 50Ks funded with Take Profit Trader and I got 25Ks with Lucid. Personally, after somebody then tested both of them, I will say the 50K is for beginners. The 25K is for people that have experience. Because if you know what you're doing with a 25K, you're going to cross that finish line a lot faster than you will. Well, you can't. Well, I'm not saying this for everybody. For me personally, I can get to a 25K finish line faster than I can with a 50K because not only is it less profit, yes, you have to risk less, but you can also, it evens out to a 50K depending on how much you're risking. So like with my 50K, I want to say my take profit is about, I have a fixed profit of $400 to $500. Then I also target VWAP. So because I'm a mean reversion trader, so regardless, I'm going to target a VWAP, but I have a fixed TP profit though of $400 to $500. So with that being said, that's my profit for my 50K. For my 25K, I'm usually profiting 250 to 300 because the profit target is only 1,000 and I think 250. So I'm only profiting 250 to about 300, in that range right there per day. So, and that's good for a 25K account. That is good. Now, with a 50K, yes, you're making more, but you're risking more also because you have a more of a bigger, dang, my fault, y'all. Y'all have a bigger drawdown on the 50K than you do on a 25K. But after, like I said, a person that's tested both of them, I recommend for a beginner 50K, for a if you have some experience to you 25K, and if you want to, if you really got the experience, you can honestly go even higher than that. You can do 100K or 150K if you really want to maximize the profits that you can make within those accounts. But honestly, for me, making 400, 300, 400 across 8 accounts, 10 accounts, that's good for me. I don't really need all that, like, I mean, I could eventually, go to 15 accounts, 20 accounts if I really wanted to. I would just do that. I wouldn't scale my money and profits, but that's for another topic. But that's what I would recommend for your funded accounts. For the next topic, I would say trade lists. Now, with trade lists, I would say you're only going to want to take 1 to 2 trades per day. Now what I do, I only take 1 trade a day. Win or lose, I get off. The only time that I might take 2 trades is if I have the same setup again, the same A plus setup again, but it's even better than the last time. If it's not better than the last trade, I'm not taking it. But if it's better than the last trade I took, which is like, I'll take an A plus trade. But if that one's like an A plus plus, then I'll take the trade. But other than that, I'm sticking between 1 to 2 trades per day. I'm not going over that. And that, mind y'all, that's across multiple accounts. So that's just not one of my account. Like, that's across multiple accounts, 1 to 2 trades per day with a trade copier. That's it. And then I'm done for the rest of the day. The next thing, y'all, I would say is focus on your psychology. I'm telling y'all now, psychology is everything. Like, when it comes to trading, it's 90% mental. When I tell y'all that, I mean that. Like, if I could go back and say that to myself, 90% of it is mental. Whenever you think you're about to get stopped out, wherever you set that stop loss at and you set that TP at, do not move it. You have your stop loss here, your TP here. The only time, I repeat, the only time you remove either one of them is, let's say your TP is down here about to get hit. Now, if it starts to reverse on you, and you get the confirmation of a reverse, then yes, you can move your TP to a break even, or you can go ahead and take the profit. Now, so far with your stop loss, I personally, I don't, leave the trade in my stop loss. If it hits my stop loss, it hits my stop loss. I don't care. It is what it is. 9 times out of 10 though, with my strategy, it'll pull all the way up to, like, I've been had times before where my stop loss has literally been like 5 points to getting hit, and then it goes to my TP. It can happen, bro. It can happen, and this didn't happen multiple times to me. And when I was first starting, I learned my lesson of that. If it hits my stop loss, it hit my stop loss. If it hits my TP, it hits my TP. Or I can go to break even and let my TP run. Now, another thing that I do is, if I have multiple contracts, like let's say I have 4 contracts and I have my fixed TP, right? I'll go ahead and move my contracts. So after it hits my take profit, I'll reduce the size to 2. So, like, let's say I have 4 contracts, right? It hits my TP. I'll re-enter at that same spot right there with 2 contracts this time, and move my stop loss to my break entry. I mean, my entry point of where my 4 contracts was at, and then let my TP run all the way down to where I know it's going to originally go to with the last 2 contracts left. That way, if it comes up, I don't lose. I'm still in profit for the day regardless, even if it comes up. And if it goes down, it's just extra money. So it's like, that's another thing that I would have told myself when it took me a long time to figure that out, that you can do that. I didn't know that. That's another, a good thing that you can do. I did not know that at the time. So that's another thing that I would, recommend myself doing. And another thing, y'all, I want to say, practice reading. Not even practice. I want y'all to do 30 days minimum 30 days. Honestly, I do it every day. I just want to say 30 days for y'all and just see how it makes you feel. I would say 30 days of journaling. No matter, it doesn't even have to be just, trading, just journal in general. Like, write down your thoughts throughout the day, write down like how your day was, how your trade went, journaling. If you know what journaling, you know what I mean. Journaling, I will say, it's a lot helpful. Like, just writing, it's good for you. That's one thing. Another thing that I recommend doing is doing your affirmations, writing those down in your journal. Hold on. Actually, hold on. Let me go get my journal. I'll be back. So this is my journal. My mom got me this. I don't know when she got me this. I want to say I got this when I was like 16. When she first got me this, I was like in my head, I was like, bro, I'm not going to ever use this. Like, I'm not going to ever use this. Look at me now today. I never would have thought I would be using this. It's crazy. But, moms do know best. I would recommend getting this, getting not even just this, just a journal in general to write down everything like your affirmations, because your affirmations is what's going to make or break you. If you're not believing that you can do what you want to do and what you want in life, it's not going to happen. You got to be able to actually visualize it and know that you're going to have it happen in order for it to happen. If you're not, visualizing it, it's not going to happen. So your affirmations, you have to write those down, and not even just write them down. Continually to add them every day. Like me, I mean, not every day I add to it. I keep my affirmations kind of the same. Some days, if something come across that I want, I'll write it down in there. Every day, rehearse them every day. It's just something like if you're saying that you can believe it and you believe that you can do it, I promise you it will happen. It's crazy. It's crazy. I promise you. That's something that you need to do, and it really helps you out. And also to touch up on the reading part, I know this is edited right here, but I want to say I never, if y'all know me, if I could go back in time, I promise y'all, I never would have thought that today I would be reading a book. I promise y'all, that's the crazy part. Like, and then I didn't got a lot of knowledge from that book. I promise you I have. Like, I didn't did a lot of stuff in reading books. Like, reading a book has really helped me with my trading journey. But I promise y'all, if I could go back in time, I never would have thought I would be reading a book. I was just never the type of person to read a book, ever. Another thing I recommend doing also, whenever you pass your funded account, I do recommend getting a plaque. Okay. This is a plaque that I have. I got this. What is the date on here? I got this one January 21st of this year. I had got this plaque. Now, I will say, having plaques, I do have multiple certificates. I don't have multiple plaques though, because I don't these plaques are heavy. Like, they're not, they have some weight to them, and they're pretty big. So it's like you don't want all this on a desk if you have a desk. I personally am waiting until I get a stand. Once I get a stand, I'm going to order all my certificates that I have. So that's another thing that I would recommend doing, having you like a plaque that you can look at every day. It just gives you the motivation, that knowing that you can do it and that it's possible and that you've already done did it. Like, like it's there. It's possible. You see it every day whenever you're coming to trade. Another thing too, like for my phone, for example, I have this is my lock screen, and this is my homepage screen. I have everything in. I have like my P&Ls on certain days, and I have my certificate on there. Just seeing that every day. Another thing, like I said, that goes back to seeing that every day is just, it's something that you want to be able to have, because you accomplished it. Like, you did that. You built it brick by brick, so why not celebrate it? You see what I'm saying? So that's another one of those things that I would recommend doing. All of this that I'm saying now, I do all of this now. But if I could go back to when I was 18 and start all of this, I'm telling y'all, bro, it would be crazy. But, we can't go back in time, so it don't matter. It's neither here or there. We're in the present now, and we only focusing on the future. That's all we're here for. And another thing I want to say is, don't try and do big wins in a single day. I'm pretty sure I said that earlier. Just scale small profits. Small profits are, I'm telling y'all, you're going to find that you're more consistent with just having multiple smaller profits versus you trying to have multiple 1,500 days, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Now, don't get me wrong. You have some people on TikTok that are making a lot of that in a couple of days. Yes, it's possible, right? But I'm going to be real with y'all. There's only 3 ways you're going to make that much money in a single day. 1, be like me and have a trade copier across multiple accounts. 2, you're going to need to have a lot of capital. I'm talking about a lot of capital and risk a lot of contracts. So I would say at least minimum, those people that are making, 15,000, 10,000 in a day multiple times, their capital is probably 200,000 plus, even 100,000 plus if you want to say the bare minimum. 100,000 plus, then they can afford not even 100K. I'd say 200K. Their capital on their personal account is a lot higher, than a funded account is. So they're able to risk that amount to make that much amount. So let's say if you have one contract of MNQ, for example, and you make $100, and you're $100 TP spot, for them it's probably like 10,000 at your $100 level. So you see what I'm saying? Because how many contracts they have. So they're making a lot more because they're using a lot more contracts and they have a lot more capital if it goes into drawdown to be able to go through the drawdown of it because they have that much capital. That's another thing. And another thing for the people that's almost passing their funded accounts, I do want to say, do not be like me when I first started my funded account. When you only have, when you're past that buffer, right? Don't over risk, bro. I'm telling you, just keep doing what you was doing. Don't try and change nothing. Don't try and be different. Just keep doing what you're doing. Once because the buffer on a 50K account is most of the time 52,000. Once you're over that buffer of 52K, just keep doing what you're doing. Don't change nothing up. And don't be like me. Once you lose, bro, walk away. Because when I first started and I had that 50K account, bro, I remember I was 52,900 and it was something. I had less than $100 to go. Bro, I blew that whole account that same day. I kid you not. I blew that whole account that same day, bro. I just kept trading. I just kept over trading, and I was like, bro, it was a lot, bro. I'm telling y'all, just wait, come back the next day, and go ahead and end it off with a good day, bro. And if you don't win that day, it's okay. Go back the next day after that. You will get there. You just gotta believe and just keep trusting your system. You didn't already made it to 52,000. What's $1,000 more dollars? Like, just go ahead and keep staying there, bro. Stay leveled and just keep going. I'm telling you now, because if you start to overtrade, bro, that's when it's gonna mess up your psychology, and then that's when you're gonna lose everything. I'm telling y'all, cause I experienced it. I had 52,900 and something, and I blew that whole entire 2,900 in that one day. Literally, I kid you not. Or, yeah, it was in that one day. Yeah, it was literally in that one day. I blew that whole $2,900. It's crazy. It happens. I'm making this video so it doesn't happen to you like it did to me. And hopefully y'all learn from the mistakes that I've been made. And hopefully, if y'all don't take anything from this video, make sure you get you a journal. I don't recommend typing it in your notes because it's not the same as you actually writing it and doing it. It's not the same. But I would recommend getting you a journal, writing down your affirmations, read a book every day. That's what I do. I read every day. If not every day, I try and read every other day. Not even every other day. I try and read every day. I try and do 10 pages every day. If I can't do the 10 pages that day, I will make them 10 pages up the next day. So if I can't rate 10 that day, I'll do 20 the next day. So that's another big thing that I recommend doing is reading and your affirmations and studying psychology, and just keep on trading. Do a trade review in your journal. Do all that in your journal. I'm telling y'all, it will change your life. It will really make you believe, because nothing's possible if you don't believe it. If you don't believe it can happen, it's not going to happen. If you're constantly saying, oh, you can't do this or this is hard, it's not going to happen unless you believe it. If you believe it, then it's going to happen. That's just how it works. But I do want to end the video off on that. All I got to say is, bro, if y'all do anything in this video, take from that. And I appreciate y'all for staying this long. And make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button, because we drop videos every week. And also follow my TikTok and my Instagram. It's all the same thing, Javon Amir. I think my TikTok is also Javon Amir Trader, something like that. But just make sure y'all stay level, bro. Y'all got this. Trading is not easy. It's not easy at all. It does take a lot of time. It's not no get rich fast type of thing. You got to be in it for the long game. If you're not in it for the long game, then you might as well go ahead and quit now. If you're just thinking, oh, trading is this easy or this, that, and the third, and you're going to go in here thinking that you're going to be making a lot of money off the rip, that's not how that's going to go, and you're going to be losing a lot of money. I'm just going to be real. That's just the fact of it. And appreciate y'all.